A very good morning, students. Welcome to today's English grammar class. In today's class, we are going to learn about a very important chapter in English grammar, that is verbs. To make a perfect, meaningful sentence, verbs are very important for us. So, what is verb and what are the kinds of verb and how to use a verb in a sentence? These are all things we will learn in today's class. So, at first, let's learn what is verb. The verb describes an action, an event, or a state of being. As we have learned in the previous classes, verb is an action word. Verb describes the action of a subject. Okay, an event or a state of being means verb will tell what the subject is. Understood? So, this is about the definition of verb. So, for example, my brother told me a story. So, here, told is a verb. Understood? Boys play football in the ground. Can you guess what is verb here? Yes, what they are doing? They are playing. This is the doing word. Means this is the boys are playing. So, play is the verb. Understood? He is a teacher. I have told you, verb will say what the subject is, state of being. Okay, he is a teacher. So is verb here. Understood? So let's know about the kinds of verb. There are two kinds in verbs. They are finite verb and non-finite verbs. What is finite verb and what are the kinds of finite verb? Let's see now. Main verb, linking verb, and auxiliary verb or helping verb. These are the types of finite verb. Okay, so let's know what is finite verb. These are the verbs which change their forms according to the tenses, present or past, okay, of the sentence, the number and person of the subject. It is the main verb of the sentence or clause. Understood? The verb which changes according to the tenses, number or persons are called finite verbs. For example, here students, I play cricket every day. This is in present tense, as you know. According to the tenses, the verb will change. As here, see students, I played cricket every day here. According to the tense, the present tense, present verb is changed into past form of verb. Understood? So, I played cricket every day. So, we can see the 5 forms in verb. So, 5 forms of verb with examples. Okay. See students, first form is present form, verb 1. The next form is past form, verb 2. The third form is past participle, verb 3. The next form is present participle, verb 4. And the last form is infinitive form, that is verb 5. Understood? We have learnt all these things in the previous classes, but again we are repeating it. Okay, present, past participle, present participle, and infinitive. These are the 5 forms of verb which will change according to the tenses. Let's see some examples here. See, in the first verb means present form of verb, the verb will be, for example, I'm telling you, come. First that will be come. After that, in the past form, that will change into came. And after that, in the past participle, that will be come only. After that, in the present participle form, that will change into coming. We will add ing for this. Okay. And in the infinitive case, that will be to come. We will add to for this. To come. Okay. Come for the next example. Write, wrote, written, writing, to write. Read, read, run, ran, run, running, to run. Read, 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 reading, to read. Listen, listened, listened, listening, to listen. Jump, jumped, jumped, jumping, to jump. Sleep, slept, slept, sleeping, to sleep. Speak, spoke, spoken, speaking, to speak. See, saw, seen, seeing, to see. Look, looked, looked, looking, to look. These are the 5 forms of verbs which we will use while making the perfect meaningful sentences, students. Okay, according to the tenses. Okay, now come for the next point. I run a mile daily. I run a mile daily according to the persons. Verbs are changing according to the persons, as we have learnt it in the subject and verb agreement, students. Can you remember? Okay. He runs a mile daily. See, students, if it is first person singular, then we should not change the verb. As it is, we have to write that. If the subject is third person, then third person singular, then only we should change the verb. Means we have to add yes or es for this verb. This we have learned in the previous classes. According to the persons, verbs will change in the finite verbs. Okay, finite verbs will change according to the persons. Okay, one more thing is that, see students, some other examples. Apple is of red color. How many apples are here? Only one apple, so that I have written is here. Okay, apple is of red color according to the numbers. This sentence is in the singular form, students, so we have written is here. Okay, apples are of red color. So here not only one apples are there, so we have written are here. We have to change the verb according to the numbers. Understood? Okay, now let's know about the kinds of finite verbs. They are main verb. First one is main verb or lexical verb or action verb. Okay, what is this main verb? The verb that provides information and is used to express an action is called main verb. These kind of verbs used to express the action of the subject. This will give information about the subject. So this is main verb. For example, I wrote comical book. Can you guess what is verb here? Yes, students. Here the verb is describing, verb is explaining, expressing about the subject here. He wrote comical book. What he was doing? He wrote comical book. I wash my uniform every day. What he was doing? What she was doing? She was or he was? I was. Means wash. It is the action word. This is the main verb here. I wash my uniform every day. Okay, there are 2 types of main verbs or action verbs. They are transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. There are 3 kinds in finite verbs and 2 kinds in main verbs, students. These 2 kinds we have learnt in the 5th standard. Can you guess, students? Yes, transitive verb and intransitive verb. The verb which is done by a definite subject and followed by an object is called transitive verb. We can observe subject and object in this kind of verbs. For example, a boy killed a snake. A boy killed a snake. We can see a subject here. A boy is a subject, killed is a verb, and snake is a object. Including object, we can see the object here, students. Understood? A boy killed a snake. Not only subject, we can see not only subject and verb, object also will be there in the transitive verb. Understood? The principal punished a naughty boy. Here the principal is the subject and the naughty boy is the object. In the transitive verbs, we can see the subject and objects. The mother hugged the child. The mother is the subject and the child is object and hugged is the verb. So we have to understand that in the transitive verb we can see the subject and the object. Including subject and object, verbs will be there in the transitive verbs. So what is intransitive verb? In the intransitive verb, a verb that has only subject and doesn't have any an object is called an intransitive verb. Have you understood, students? In the transitive verb we can see subject and object both, but here only subject. There will be no object. My brother laughed. Okay, my father came in. Only subject and verbs are there in this sentence in the intransitive verb. Understood, students? Now come for the next type of verb, that is linking verb. Linking verb. So what is linking verb? This connects the subject of the sentence to the word or a phrase and gives information about the subject. This also gives information about the subject, but it connects the subjects. A linking verb tells us what the subject is, not what subject is doing. It's not explaining about the actions of the subject. It will only say about the subject. Understood, students? So this is linking verb. So the most common linking verbs are am, is, are, was, were, being, been. These are the linking verbs. For example, we are not happy today. Here are is a linking verb. This is telling about the subject and which connects the subject. Connects here. Okay. Which the subject of sentence so connects the subject to the word. See here. It is connecting to the words. Understood? It is not explaining about the action. Work. It is only connecting the words and telling about the subject. Ellen is thirsty. She is a student. Jenny seems drunk. Here seems is the linking verb. A new book smells great. Here we can see smells is the linking verb. Bob felt sleepy after eating the food. Bob felt sleepy. What is the condition of the person? Here in this sentence we can see the linking verb is telling about the condition of the boy. Okay, this is the verb felt, but what is the condition? Sleepy condition. Okay, this is the linking verb. Sleepy is the linking verb. Then Bob felt sleepy after eating the food. So this is about the linking verb. Sorry, here felt is the linking verb. Felt is the linking verb. This is the adverb. Sleepy is the adverb. Okay, here this is telling about the person's condition. Okay, now come for the next type of verb, that is helping verb. These verbs are help the main verb in a sentence by extending its meaning. It extend the meaning of the main verb. There are two types of helping verbs that are used in English. First one is auxiliary verb. These are add meaning to the clause where they are being used to the being used. Understood? So these add the meaning for the sentence, means meaning for the main verb. Understood? Here primary auxiliary verbs means for auxiliary verbs only we will say primary auxiliary verbs. This will give meaning for the main verbs. So let's know more about it by seeing the examples. Here we can see the verbs like be form verbs, do form verbs and have form verbs to increase the meaning of the subject. Understood? So let's see it and then understand. First one, in the auxiliary verbs, the three forms of verbs are there. First one is be form verbs, which we are using in the daily life, means while making the sentences, we will use this kind of be form verbs. These are in the auxiliary verb, students. Understood? Am, is, are, was, were, being, been, will be are the be form verbs, students. Understood? These are coming to the auxiliary verbs. And then do form verbs. Do, does in the past tense, did. Okay. In the present form, do and does. In the past form, that is did. Have form verbs. Have form verbs are have, has. In the past form, that is had. Understood? For examples, let's see. I am having another piece of pizza. I am having. Your have is the have form verb, auxiliary verb, which increase the meaning of meaning of the verb. Okay. Having. She is making dinner for us now. This is the be form verb. Okay. This is the have form verb and this is the be form verb. I do not know the answer. This is the do form verb. Okay. I have been running. See, students, here this running is the verb. Have form verb is increasing the meaning of this verb. Understood? I have been running for over an hour. Okay, here this is the have form verb. She was given the grand prize. Here this is the be form verb. Understood, students? What are the be form verbs, what are the do form verbs, and what are the have form verbs? These are very important for you to make a meaningful sentence. Understood, students? So let's continue. The second kind of helping verb, models auxiliary verbs. First one is, I have told you, auxiliary verb, and the second one is modal auxiliary verb. Okay, primary auxiliary verb and the modal auxiliary verb. Don't make confusion, students. These are the only two types in the helping verb. Okay, these never change their forms. They are. These never change their forms. Understood? For example, they are can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, must, need, used, used to. Okay, these are the examples for models. For example, you can jump in the well. Can. Okay. It may rain today. May. You must go there. And would you mind if I stayed there for a while? Would. No, these are the modal auxiliary verbs which will not change in any cases. So this is about the helping verb. Now come for the second main type, that is non-finite verb. What is it? The verb that is not affected by the person, number of the subject or tense of the subject is called non-finite verb. I have told you the verb which will change according to the tenses, persons and numbers are called finite verbs. This is opposite to the finite verb. Understood, students? It will not change according to the person, number of tenses. Understood? So, it acts as a noun, adjective or adverb in the sentence, students. An adverb in the sentence, it not only acts at it is a type of verb, but it acts like a noun or an adjective or an adverb. Understood? So you have to remember it. Then for example, I found his office at a walking distance. See here, walking distance. This is the adjective, students. Non-finite verb also, and this is the adjective in this sentence. The sleeping cat is brown. Here this sleeping is describing to the cat, means here describing the noun. So here sleeping is the non-finite verb and acting like an adjective. I like reading book. Here also I like reading book. Here this is also non-finite verb. He likes reading book. Here see, he likes reading book. Here only in this sentence here, first person singular, the verb is as it is, and in the second person, a third person singular, only the verb will change, not the non-finite verb. Understood, students? And running is a good habit. Here also, this is the non-finite verb. Understood, students? So this will act like noun and adjective or an adverb. So these are called non-finite verb. If you have any doubts about it, then you can call me and ask. Okay, write the notes in your fair notes. Thank you so much, students.